Storytime friends. I'm Miss Marisa with the Palos Verdes Library District. And I'm Tracy the Turtle. And I have some special turtle kisses for our Storytime friends today. Miss Marisa? Yes, Tracy? Can we talk about big and little today? And the size of big and little? What a great idea, Tracy. Yes. Thank you, Miss Marisa. I like talking about sizes. For example, like a small ball, like a golf ball, and a big ball, like a basketball. And we can make imaginary balls with our hands. That sounds like a great idea, Tracy, and I'll show them how to do that later on. But right now, let's start with our beginning song. Hello, 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 my friends. So the way we do that, but first, let me tell you the tune it's to, which is row, row, row your boat. And I'll go take my seat now. Okay, Tracy. Thank you. And we're going to do a bit of it with American Sign Language. So the way you say hello in American Sign Language is like this. The way you say time in American Sign Language is like this, time. And story time is like this, story time. And then you say welcome in American Sign Language like this, welcome, welcome. So time is like this in American Sign Language, time like you're pointing to your watch, and story time. So let's start. And please join along. It goes, hello, 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 my friends. It's time for story time. Welcome, welcome, all my friends. It's time for story time. And now, let's continue on with little and big. So it goes, a little ball, a bigger ball, a great big ball I see. Now help me count them. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. A little ball, a bigger ball, a great big ball I see. Now help me count them. 1, 2, 3. And do you know what kind of sports balls these are? Let's see. Who knows what kind of ball this is? This is a golf ball. What about this kind of ball? That's a tennis ball. And what about this big ball, this great big ball? So this is a little ball. This is a bigger ball, the tennis ball. And the great big ball? Who knows? That's a basketball. All right. And now, like what Tracy was mentioning before, we're going to make an imaginary ball. So let's make a small circle with our hands for a little ball, like this, a little ball. And then we're going to make a middle-sized ball, so a little larger ball, a little larger circle. And then we're going to make a great big ball. Maybe that's the basketball. Ooh, or this kind of ball like this. So let's try that. So it's a little ball. And then a middle-sized ball and a great big ball I see. Now let's count them. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Now story time, friends. Let's try that a different way. So let's make a really small ball. Let's do this again. A small ball. Perhaps it's a golf ball. That's a really little ball. Now let's make the ball a little bigger. Maybe that's a tennis ball. Now let's make it a little bigger. And again, a little bigger. Maybe this time this is the size of a basketball. And that's a great big ball. So we've gone from a really small ball to like a golf ball to a really big ball, like a basketball. And now, for big and little, I thought maybe you could try to pretend to be a big child and then a little baby. So how about you try this? As a big child, try standing tall and running, jump, and walk with big steps. And then as a little baby, get small. Maybe try to roll, crawl, and walk with little movements. Show your caregiver how as the biggest child and smallest child you would run or crawl. Now you can pause this video as you give it a try. Now let's continue with the Itsy Bitsy spider and then the great big hairy spider. So the Itsy Bitsy spider and then the great big hairy spider. So it goes, the Itsy Bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy spider went up the water spout. Now we're going to do the great big hairy spider. The great big hairy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the big hairy spider went up the spout again. Good job, Storytime friends. For the Itsy Bitsy spider, you can make it a really small voice. And for the big, gigantic spider, or the great, big, hairy spider, you can make it a big, loud voice. All right, Storytime friends. Another fun thing that you can try with your caregiver is helping your child. So for the caregivers out there, help your child trace their hand on paper. Have your child trace around your hand on paper. Whose hand is bigger? Whose hand is smaller? Ask your child to explain how they know the answer. Well, Storytime friends, our story time has come to a close. Thank you for joining us. I'm Miss Marisa with the Palos Verdes Library District. And don't forget about me. Of course not, Tracy. I'm Tracy the Turtle. We look forward to seeing you again next time.